Welcome to Alive on One, an MCP and other things soon enough podcast. I'm here today with myself and some other kid from New Jersey named Mike.
I'm just some other kid now to you.
I'm tired of you beating me, so fuck it.
Oh
You don't get a name.
Okay, Gramps. Okay.
So, fun story, listeners. I found this.
Would you fucking that?
I found these neat little things we can play. Well, we can discuss that later. Actually, I have to show you how to use this. Anyways, so we're back. Took a week off because things happen. But I guess we'll start off with our normal shit. So characters alive on one. So I just put in here about our game, which was I dove with Black Cat and she just died, which was alive on dead, which is kind of like alive on one, but worse because you don't score points.
To be fair, when you do a Black Cat, like that doesn't happen really. It's just Strange rolled like 4 hits and a shield pierce, and he blocked 1, which just got pierced.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, and then the second attack just took her out.
Yeah, but that is kind of a little bit on topic of some of what we're going to talk about today. We're going to kind of do like a mishmash episode. We're going to talk about our experience a little bit at the retreat. We're not going to go like over games, just kind of like why you should go next year. Kind of plug Brian's tournament here, and also kind of like how it's fun and stuff like that. More of the experience rather than the games, I think. And then we're also going to talk a little bit today about sort of factions that make you better, because this actually came up in a conversation Mike and I were having at the team tournament. Kind of like there's 3 primary ones that he's at least identified that kind of like up your game. And we're just going to talk about why, how, maybe give some suggestions for experimentation with them, and also mention how they humble you. Because when you switch to one of these factions, a lot of times you end up losing a lot at first. So... anyways, well, back to so Black Cat died. It was a huge bummer.
Not for me.
Well, yeah, I know. Especially since, set the stage here, because I think, I don't know if this isn't our game, I don't think, but you brought like a terrible squad and the wrong threat, and I still got punished for it.
Yeah, I was overthinking. We played that matchup so many times, and I was overthinking. I picked the wrong threat. I picked 16. And for some reason, I bought A-Bomb and Wong when I had Shang-Chi and Mummy in my hand the whole time. And as I was picking tactics cards last minute, because it was canister, I was like, no, A-Bomb's good. But even though A-Bomb's good on canister, sometimes your opponent doesn't get poisoned. So and that's what happened. But I had some lucky dice, like Black Cat just dazing round 1. That made me be able to swing.
It was honestly nice to hear after too, because you were like, you didn't really make mistakes except for like maybe one repositioning thing, but that was good to hear, because sometimes when you like lose like that, you're like, what did I do wrong? So
I told Borg before the game started that in order to win this game, like even before we did our first characters or anything, or even we deployed, I told him, was like, I have a plan how to get out of the crappy situation I did. And I need some lucky dice spikes.
Which you got round 1. So.
The first dice roll of the game, I was very lucky.
Alive on Dead, our sister podcast, coming soon. Stores near you. And what about yours here, Red Skull?
Yeah, the only one I can think of is my game with Matt Alex. I had Red Skull alive on 1 for like, I think, the 2 rounds before he went down, but he was scoring me 3 points throughout our game. So like I would bump with him, shoot Black Cat, do some chip damage because it's Black Cat, and I was also not rolling too hard with him, which is fine. But he was alive on 1, so he had an extract, and
his grunts were scoring a point. Let me guess.
It was Deadly Meteors, but he's the one that like kept flipping the meteors for me and the grunts. So for like he just kept scoring me 3 rounds. He eventually did go down the last round of the game, but he did his work at that time, scoring 3 points for 4 rounds. So effectively, him and his grunts scored me 12 points.
Nice. So speaking of Matt Alex, actually we have just some random tidbits today too, because like a lot of stuff happened over the weekend. We get to talk to a lot of people. We played in Brian's kind of like spin the wheel type thing, and I played 2 completely normal games of MCP, and then funnily enough, when Matt, Alex, and I paired webs, it was webs into, I was running New Mutants. It was like a fun list. And the wheel spun. It was actually kind of cool to see. So it switched long movers to short and short to long, and I had like a Hulk on the table, and he had all webs. And so it was like this crazy. Webs are not that good when they only have a small movement. So that was kind of funny.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so moving on to hobby catch up. I am reworking my Wong and my Black Cat. In addition, I'm also kind of working on like a bomb right now. I want to do like a really I actually wanted to do a lot of like basing texture and like make him like mossy, like he's popping out of like the ground or some shit. So I'm gonna like try that out because I did that with like a Chaos Knight a long time ago, and it turned out really fucking good, and I sold that model, so I kind of want to like recreate that on Abomination. But then I met, or talked to more extensively in person, and met and played with some people over the weekend. And Rob out from Rhode Island is like, I didn't know he was this good of a painter, but like, my God, he like showed us our stuff. I don't have any of his contact information. I know he has an Instagram, but maybe I'll reach out to him. But
they're beautiful.
Yeah, they're insane. But he was telling me he could kind of help me like work on my cell shading a little bit. So, but anyways, like that was cool. Yeah.
Awesome.
Wait, that was cool. I just like realized, like forgot what I was saying, and I kept talking. And I meant, so that's kind of what I'm working on, and also the Emperor's Children Commission. So doing that.
What was the Space Marines with the heels?
They're the Space Marines with like the sexual shit, like the demonettes.
Nice.
Yes. I guess. Yeah, they have like they're Slanesh, the god Slanesh. I don't know if you know the 40k Pantheon or not, but
I actually had a Slanesh model.
Yeah, they're okay. The Noise Marines are really cool. Like the actual Space Marines, they have like noise guns, and there's one with like a guitar and stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
See, that's the type of stuff if I ever play 40k, I would want to do.
I hate Slanesh. If you do that, it would just make sense because you play things that I hate.
Yes. But, my goal in my miniature career is just to play the stuff that pisses you off.
Doesn't take very much. So you're good. You've already done that, so congratulations.
All I have to do is just put Red Skull in every one of my lists. Just for when I play against you.
It's not Red Skull. I mean, he's good and like really stupid and broken, but it's honestly the bump that just like makes it even worse. The like bump into double tap range. Oh my God, it's obnoxious. But like Abomination feels fine. You know, Blade's really annoying. He's like tankier than maybe he should be, especially when you're playing like webs and you don't have access to like energy attacks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think beyond that, it's like Red Skull bumping and just like fucking smacking your whole team is just so annoying. And the A-bomb dive that you Jersey guys are doing is like really obnoxious because even if I'm trying to go up, it's like it forces me to dive.
Yeah.
You know? So,
I mean, A-bomb is there for like he's not the 5. If I need to punch something, then it's Red Skull. But if I need extract stuff, then that's the guy I pick.
Yeah, and A-bomb's throws are really solid, but
and his damage is consistent, especially Radiation Zone. It's just auto damage if you have poison.
Yeah, so I think I like that with the mission stack you had. But you doing anything painting wise?
I haven't painted since last week. I just picked up on Sunday and yesterday. I picked up 2 new commissions. So I picked up some Shatterpoint models, and then I picked up MCP terrain to paint for commissions.
Nice.
And after tomorrow, because that's one of my midterms, I'm going to start painting that stuff.
Cool. Yeah.
That's really it.
Yeah, and that leads us to life stuff. So I just put school here. That applies to both of us.
I thought I put that.
I don't know who put that, but either way.
Yeah, that's really what I was going to do, just school.
We're 10 years apart and still both going to school. God damn it. All right. So, and then we kind of have like a sort of, I guess, announcement. So this kind of like, this is why you should go to events in general and like ones that are overnight occasionally. Because you can like talk and like meet. Well, I mean, we'll talk about this. Meet new or old friends and like for us, we all three of the current Alive on One people were there, so we got to talk in like logistics. I guess before that, even it's really weird to meet people who listen to you. Because right now we're sitting here and I'm talking to you, Mike, and I'm just like talking to you how I would talk to you like all the time. And then people are like, because this happened with like Jin and I think Ben, who's a local to me, I guess, and Jin, was telling us we had like a banter, like a rapport. And like, obviously people have that when they talk to each other, but it's just not something I ever think about. And so I was like talking to Jin. Are you still there?
Who, me?
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure you didn't like drop or something.
No, I'm listening.
Okay. Yeah. But he like him and a couple other people like mentioned like our like back and forward. And I mean, I know Jin and I have a back and forth, but it's like usually internal, and I just forget that like other people listen to that. So I was like blew my mind, like people were like into that or like notice that. But I do the same thing when I am on podcast, listening to podcasts too. So I guess like it makes sense. It's just to be on the other side of that was a little weird, I guess.
No, I understand what you're saying. I want to shout out Ben.
Yeah,
that was awesome. That was my second time meeting Ben, but like actually like really meeting, because the other time was at the charity event only for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually nice to talk to him throughout the 2 days.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's good and yeah, we were our round one opponents with each other, and that was a fun game.
Yeah. Him and I played during the wheel. We played a straight. There was nothing affected us like what was being spun on Brian's wheel, so we just played a normal game until the end. But I actually, sorry, Brian, I told Ben to ignore it and play it as if it didn't happen, because that was like the last turn, like second to last activation. So I was like, let's just see how this goes. So, but I beat Kingpin on Scoundrels, which I was like, finally, Steven, you know how to do this game. So, with New Mutants, of all things.
Oh, that's right. No. I'm not going to stand here. Your New Mutants list is not even New Mutants. It's 2 New Mutants, Taskmaster, and then whatever the best models are.
It's 3 New Mutants.
Okay, 3 New Mutants, Taskmaster, and then Hulk and Red Skull.
And Asgard. Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do. AMG, I'm going to play that as New Mutants until you give me models that work. So that's on you guys.
Yeah, I just want to say the Friday before the event, I went to Steven's house, and then we played a quick game. So I did like Wide Suns with a lot of different models. He's like, I'm going to do New Mutants. I was like, all right, we're going to have fun. And then I see him deploying, and then I see Hulk. I'm like, oh, okay, he's bringing Hulk. That's cool. That's 6-star Hulk. And then his last deployment, he like puts down Red Skull 2 in the ground. So I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
welcome to my 20. Yeah.
I was like, what is this?
The 20 is actually like weirdly strong for them. So like they're like, I know you kind of like cloyed it out that game, but like that was like anybody's game, I think.
Well, I got extremely lucky to where I had Iron Fist go. I was like, I want to try to take Hulk off, because Hulk already went. I was like, I have like 6 models. I'm going to take Hulk off. And then I did an Iron Fist activation, and he sacrificed it into magic. And then I ended up spiking the crap out of her and one-shotted her. I think it was a one-shot, which gave me the power to then have Siege, also Spender. So like I did Siege first with like 4 models in the Hulk, then Spendered him with Iron Fist, and then like all my other models. He ended up being alive on 2. But but that one spike.
Alive on 2 doesn't mean anything. That's not a podcast.
Right. It's a knockoff podcast.
But speaking of Alive on 1, so anyways, this was all a long-winded way of going to the point that Jin, Mike, and I were talking on Friday. And I mean, so just so our listeners know, there's no like plan for Maddox and Nick not to come back. I just want to preface it with that. They just have been gone for a long time. And so one of the big issues when we were starting this podcast, Nick, Steven, and I, was that like it was really hard to sync 3 people's schedules, and also to kind of maintain. It was really hard to maintain regular content. In fact, it like became a strain on me and like others. Steven, Nick, I'm sure felt it, but it's just really hard to not have like a deeper pool where if you need to take a week off, you can do it. Cause like we want to produce weekly episodes. I think we're probably one of the few in the space that does weekly. And so, besides the summer and whatnot, but like that, that's another example of like, it got really hard to record. And so we had to, we were trying to learn from our mistakes so that the train can keep on moving, even when someone is having like a tough time or something. So, Maddox, with full intention to come back. We might even have like 2 recording nights at some point, just based on people's schedules. But, because Maddox has been gone, Nick had a kid. I've talked to him a couple times, but like, not much. So I know he's really busy with the newborn. He did say he was planning on coming back. Maddox hasn't, made any explicit statements, but I'm assuming Maddox will be back on here soon enough. And so we are going to bring on 2 new people to the rotation. And one of them is local, and also I was trying to get someone that Jin, vibes really well with too, I think at a certain point. And so like, well, Jin vibes well with both of us, but like, someone he's worked with in the past. And so we're going to bring on Eric, who's local to Connecticut. He's was on those RSMP videos with Jin. So I'm sure the episodes they do together will be 3 hours long. So look out for that. But we're going to bring on Eric, and we're also going to bring on Sean, who's been on here before talking about foes. Sean actually just also went 6-0 in the East bracket. No one talks about the East bracket, so I'm going to here. The kind of like TTS league that's run every so often. And he went 6-0 with foes. So I think that's pretty fucking cool. But that's the only reason we're bringing him on, actually. Wait, hold on.
I didn't even know this. Oh, good job, Sean.
No. Sorry, it's a little delayed, but I got there.
This guy, bro, you're going to be doing that every week now.
Just the drum joke. Yeah, so you can't show me things like sound effects. I think I popped into someone's game once on Discord, and I noticed they had sound effects. Like, oh.
I'm a little upset you didn't tell me where it was before we recorded.
Well, I want to be the only one who does it. Also, there's some that are 2 minutes long, and I want you like hit the wrong button and have it just go for 2 minutes. But yeah, so Eric and Sean will be joining us. They both are really solid, really, really good players, really nice guys. And mostly like when we think about things for the podcast, we're thinking about like vibing and stuff like that. I don't know. And who vibes with who and just like stuff like that. So they're coming on, all great players, and I'm sure they'll come in with some new ideas. Not quite sure when that first appearance will be. And I do promise our listeners we will never have 5 people on at once. It's just too much. So 3 to 4 is our kind of like rotation goal there. And Boobs McGee, you got anything to say?
No, I'm just excited. I'm excited to have them on.
Sorry, in our recording software, I renamed Waller to Boobs McGee because it's easier to say than Waller for me. So. Yep.
There you go.
All right, so look forward to that, and also like I think we're gonna record a Shatterpoint intro. I finally played it with Mike, so. We'll be going over that. Maybe I'll be on there, maybe I won't. We'll see what kind of happens. But
I will like you on there. I'm actually surprised that you actually enjoyed the game.
Why are you surprised?
I don't know. It's just I felt like you. I don't know. I just felt like you wouldn't enjoy it because it's so different.
I mean, it just feels like you're playing webs.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess like every model just feels like a webs model, basically.
Yeah, they're like pushing, and I like the trees a lot. That's pretty cool. But we can talk about that save that for the episode.
Yeah.
But we're going to do an intro to Shatterpoint episode, and then Mike's going to kind of take the handle on the Shatterpoint content. You can kind of like tell me like what you're planning on scheduling, and we'll just like get a regular stream of content. Also, someone brought up that we should probably make content for Patreon so that people do like we would get more Patreon members if we had content on there. So which is true. I mean, that's totally true. It's like, why would I join this if I'm not getting anything out of it? I just don't know what to put on there. So
I'm going to be honest. I didn't even know we had a Patreon until this past Friday.
Yeah, we do. We have a Patreon, we have an Instagram, we have a Facebook. I only keep up with the Discord. That's another nice thing is like with more people, I can, other people can manage stuff. I know Maddox managed the Facebook. Nick claimed to have managed the Instagram and then did not. So shout out to Nick. Gotta love him. But yeah, so that's a nice thing about expanding too. Like when Maddox and Nick come back, we'll have 7 people, so it's like way easier to kind of like do different content and like things like that. Oh, you did find the emojis on here though. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I found something at least.
Just hit the dick sucking one. As I say that, the thumbs up pops up.
They only give you 5 options.
And I guess another thing too that Sean suggested before I invited him on the podcast was I don't like calling podcasts casts. That's why I just like stopped myself. I don't know why. I just don't like it. But anyways, so I'm going to try. Waylon was helping me out trying to record some of my games, and I'll post them on there. Any one of us is welcome to do that. So if you're listening to this and you're on a live on one, because the team is so massive now, you can record your games. Anyways, cool. So that's kind of the state of the podcast. I look forward to that. Upcoming events. So right now, when we release this, I think the next day or that day of, although time changing stuff, I don't know. It's a weird time, but the WTC, Jin's at that. A lot of our friends are at that. So that's coming up a couple days after this. That's a big ass team tournament.
I would say that's probably probably the biggest, the biggest MCP event of the year.
Yeah, it's huge. I know people like plan that out as like the event they like practice for too. So all the Montreal guys are at that. I know there are regular listeners like Simon's there. Nick Menard, I think, is there, and others. There's one Montreal player I only know by his like handle, and I don't want to just like say his handle.
Nick Rattel.
Yeah, I think someone, I don't remember. But they all listen to us. So, hey, guys, good luck. And also good luck to the Pork Roll team, which is all our buddies, Jeff, Ben, Jin, Rob, and Art. Yeah. Oh, Art. I didn't know Art was the last one, I guess. Mm-hmm. Those are literally all of our friends and stuff. So hope you guys are doing well, having a good time. And good luck to you if it's tomorrow. Good luck. If you already played today, congrats. Day 1 over. Anyways, after that, we got PAX Unplugged, November 21st. We'll all be there. Standoff in Portland, Maine, November 22nd, 23rd. That's Maddox's event. He seems really bummed out about attendance, so sign up and go to that. I know a lot of our listeners are local, and you met us. Maine's not that far, guys. I would be there if it wasn't for, one of my favorite bands ever playing in New Jersey. So you have no excuse. Like, your families, fuck them. Go to Maine, go to stand-up, and have a good time. It's Portland's awesome. Then after that, Everwinter, December 5th through 7th. And I guess, I don't know if we're allowed to say this or not, but we'll be the first ones here to tell you that the second day is going to have a pod option. Jin will be TOing that. So the first day is, the big tournament. Second day will be top 8, but also there will be a fun event, I think, for if you want to do the fun event, but there's going to be a pod kind of run by Jin on the second day there. So I'm sure he'll give us the details when he comes back, but that's just all I kind of know about that. And speaking of Jin, Cap'n Con in Warwick, Rhode Island, January 30th to February 2nd. There's a singles on Jan 30th, and the teams the 31st to the 1st. I think Maddox, John, and I are trying to get a team going for that. Reached out to them yesterday, so Maddox was going to let us know. But it's a 3-person team event, no duplicate tactics cards, which makes for some creative list building. Mostly just means everyone's going to bring Hulkbuster.
Oh man, I already know what I want to play. I'm probably going to play Magneto of some sort.
Yeah, Magneto's cool too.
Yep.
Maybe Asgard be interesting there too. Just like a shitload of throws.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really fun. I mean, that's the event I'm most excited for that's coming up next. Just because I love
PAX.
Well, I'm more excited for that because I just love team events.
Yeah, team events are great.
I know I'm set up for PAX. So
do you love team events because you never have to be on a team with me? Is that what's going on here?
No, I like the aspect of team events.
I know. So I bet you just made your rolling bitch face eyes. I guarantee it.
Oh no, it was worse, bro. I looked up into the corner of the ceiling. I saw like a cowboy.
Oh, you actually rolled your eyes. Yes, Mike. I know you're young, but that's called rolling your eyes. Cool. So anyways, our kind of next topic, we're just going to kind of talk about the fall retreat, and then we'll get into the more, Waylon's going to fucking hate this. He's going to have to skip to like 40 minutes. But talk about the fall retreat. So, Mike, you want to like start?
Yeah. So the fall retreat happened. It was the first time for MCP. It's a team tournament that is in Massachusetts, mainly for Age of Sigmar. But first time they had for MCP, we had 6 teams. I just want to say the vibe there was awesome. I love the fact that we were on a campsite. Like
Yeah,
every morning, we got up and like just walked around like the campgrounds. Uh, After every one of my games, I went for like a half a mile walk. It was awesome. I
yeah.
remember
It's
it was
New
great.
England in the peak kind of foliage season too. So
Yeah. It was like great after I remember after my first round game, I went to the cafeteria, I got a cup of coffee, and was just walking around for like 30 minutes, just
yeah,
exploring by myself. It was very nice. Tickets weren't too bad. It's $350 a person, but you get foods included, alcohol, all your meals, basically your ticket for the events, and where you're staying too. So if
yeah.
you think about it, it's a really good price actually, since everything's included.
And you missed one of the meals because you left early, but you do get dinner Friday, all meal Saturday, and they even served us lunch on Sunday.
Oh yeah, I didn't get the lunch on Sunday. I stayed just for the breakfast and then I left.
Yeah,
But yeah, so like everything's included. So it's actually a really good price. You don't have to go anywhere. The food was honestly pretty good.
yeah,
The barbecue chicken on Saturday night that I only got a little scraps of was amazing.
yeah. They like made some. I don't know who that guy was. I wonder if he did work there and we were just like cooking late at night, or if it was just like a Sigmar player. But yeah, someone made some barbecue chicken, and literally as I'm walking to the line of like 5 people, like almost all the chicken was gone. So it was really good.
I will say, if you ever do plan on going, and there's some food you want, but you're not sure, like you're like, I'm gonna wait, just get it. Because I remember for dinner on Saturday, they had chocolate chip cookies for dessert, and I saw people going up, so I went and grabbed the plate and grabbed like 7 cookies for our table, like 7 or 8 cookies. And then 3 minutes later, I look and there's no more left.
Yeah,
And thank God I grabbed it for all of us. Like I was like, everyone here your dessert, basically, because
they're good
vultures.
cookies. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
so if you're not considering like this wasn't on your radar, and I definitely think it should be, especially if you're not going to like WTC. That's kind of I know WTC is awesome, but I know a lot of us don't go because of the price, which is understandable. It's Europe. Even if it is cheap and things are included, it is still going to Europe and flying out there. I don't really fly for events that much anymore anyways, so it's like maybe 1 a year, 2 a year. Definitely Europe would be like a big ask for me in my current life, and my future life, to be fair, because I'll be seeing patients. So yeah, I've got to like cancel shit to do that. But anyways, so I would definitely put Fall Retreat on your radar. I know Brian is hoping that it expands, and because Iron World turned into a GW GT, Iron World used to be kind of like our summer team tournament, at least with some of the local. I think we had 18 at Iron World the year I did it. But now that that's kind of like gone, I think like put this on your radar when you're planning out your events for like next year.
Yeah. So definitely think about going again going next year. It was great. I met a lot of new people, and some people I haven't seen in months. So it was a great time. Honestly, I really enjoyed myself.
Yeah, I had a really good time. We met a lot of our listeners. Like, well, obviously we can't meet all of our listeners, but we met a lot of people there that listen to us regularly, and it was kind of like also great to like get feedback. Great to like, I don't know, just like made me start thinking about things a little bit more. It was like it's weird to meet people who listen to you who you don't really interact with that much, to be honest. But like this podcast, I always forget, and I think it's important to remember that like people listen to this for different reasons. Sometimes not even just the MCP, and that whatever someone's going through, just having kind of like a steady source of people just being dicks to each other is always nice.
Yeah.
We're not that much of dicks to each other, to be fair. We're not. So, but anyways, yeah, I mean, I think you covered most of this.
Do you want to talk about like how your games were just in general? Like
I'm a moron. I learned the hard way again why I don't drink before tournaments.
You don't have my magic power.
No, I don't. Your hangover win streak. So my hangover is thinking I'm playing on the completely wrong mission. I will mention this. Because it's funny and stupid and very Steven-esque. We were creating our squads and whatnot for my first game, and I'm sitting there looking at it, and I'm like, oh, it's a B map. I didn't even ask. I was like, it's Mutant Madmen. I don't know why I thought it was Mutant Madmen. Maybe it's because my opponent was playing foes, and they do better on that one. But either way, I start building my squad out, and I'm like, oh yeah, Mutant Madman. I typically don't bring Gwen because it's pay to flip, and you don't really need unless you're playing on like the extract where you score by being within 2. I don't bring her usually on Madman, and so I'm like, whatever, blah 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 blah. Like I go down, I deploy, we start moving our models, and then like about 3 activations in, I go, why aren't you flipping your points? Because I was diving, so I didn't I wasn't thinking about the secures yet. And he goes, well, because we're playing on Infinity Formula. And I go, are you fucking kidding me? So and then I ran to the bathroom and tried not to throw up. So yeah, I let John down. Phil and I let John down this weekend, but it was a lot of fun. How about you? Anything? I mean, I played this fuck, so it's always fun.
I had a fun time in our game. I was enjoying myself. Hey, before our game, I was like, wait, let's not start yet. I'm gonna get a cup of coffee. Do you want something?
Grab me a coffee. He whines you before he fucks you.
We had a nice time. It was a great game. Because Black Hat just decided to die.
Yeah, no, it was a great game. I think most of our games are most days, but yeah, it's just a bummer when you have the advantage and like things just don't go your way. So, but I was more like our game was like whatever. I was more like pissed at myself about my first game. But yeah, it was fun. Second day you didn't do it, but that was a lot of fun. Even though I did play 2 completely normal games of MCP, so I was just like, okay, I guess it doesn't. I guess Brian's wheel doesn't affect me as much. But that was a lot of fun. Matt, Alex, and I had a great game. Rob and I had a great game. I forget my first round opponent's name, but
Ben?
we also had a great game. No, Ben. Sorry. Yeah, Rob's okay. Yep, my brain's breaking. Ben and I had an excellent game. I think you saw the power of my brain in that game, which was kind of cool. I felt like that was my most on point game the whole weekend. So that was nice.
I felt bad for me and Ben had a great game for the Saturday event. I think that was definitely because I never played Ben before, so that game was very enjoyable. Yeah. That's my favorite game of the weekend that I played. But we were playing on Intrusions, and I bought the dumb iHulk and Red Skull-less. And I feel bad when I bring it, but Red Skull needs to be nerfed. Hello? Steven? Hello?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute.
Oh.
I said iHulk too. I mute my mic when I don't talk, like I told you to do. Yeah. But anyways, I was saying iHulk too, but only in Midnight Suns. He doesn't feel like a 7 threat when he's not in MS.
Yeah,
so.
I agree. Yeah, they're pretty dumb models.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was it was a great fucking weekend, I gotta say. It was really cool because like it did feel like one of those weekends, Squad Goals felt the same way for me, like where I came back and I was like, oh, I have like new friends now and like people I can talk to more, Mm-hmm. So that was really cool. And it was really awesome to like meet all y'all who like listen to this. So, like there were a bunch of you who were like, oh, I listen to your podcast all the time, blah, blah, blah. So I really appreciate that, even though I might not look like I do at the time. It's really nice to hear, and just glad to like give something back to people's lives, like gamers. I'm in fucking healthcare for a reason, to like help people. So even like hearing people who like the podcast is like really really nice. It's heartwarming.
Oh yeah,
It is heartwarming, even though I'm laughing.
I didn't expect that like either. That kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah, I mean, we've been around for a little over a year now. There's like people who have spent a year of their lives listening to us regularly. Isn't that? Well, you weren't on the whole time, but like, isn't that fucking weird?
Yeah. I mean, that's how it was when I met you at Everwinter, and we played the second game. We were playing you, and I remember looking at your name. I was like, "Isn't this the guy from Alive at One that I listened to?"
Yeah, he gave me a hand job under the table as he was again the whining and dining as he smoked me.
Yeah, I was complimenting you and everything. Yeah, it's my model.
Yeah, you're like, good move.
Nice and warmed up until we play.
Yeah, that's the most cordial I've ever seen you in a game until we became friends, and then now I'm just like, fuck you. Yeah, I don't. So the thing is like, I do want to mention, like, I don't really get tilted. Sometimes I get tilted. There's been a few. Sorry, Kenny. He's seen the worst of it. But TTS Dice, one game just like pissed me off. I was like, Kenny, I can't play this anymore. But I don't think I get tilted that much. I definitely don't get tilted with people I don't know. You know what I mean? I just get quiet. But it does. I do. You know, it does happen to everyone. You know, when we see people get tilted, I know. I even like make fun of people who get tilted sometimes, and it's just like. But at the same time, like it happens. Like. You constantly getting roll after roll after roll of like things that are not going your way, and it like takes a little bit of a toll. Mm-hmm. So like, and if the game matters to you, like in that, like some of us are, you know, competitively minded and like want to do well. If the game matters to you and you want to do well, or, you know, help out your team, like you mentioned here on the document that you feel a lot more pressure in teams than in singles because you don't want to let people down.
I like, this is my third. Well, technically, it's my fourth team event. I did a team event like 2 years ago that was just the doubles, but I feel I put a lot more practice and time into my list when it's for a team event, and really like understand matchups. Because if it's a singles event and then I don't do well or something, it's just like that's on me. So I'm just like, oh, okay, like it's fine, like it's okay. I only have myself to blame. Well, it's like the same thing with the team event. I have myself to blame, but I'm like letting people down if I don't like perform. So that's why, even though this one was more casual, I still put a lot of time in practice with my list and keep changing it and trying different things the past, ever since I got back from Europe. So since the end of August, I've just been playing this list in so many different matchups because I want to perform well for my teammates. And I basically just don't want to let people down. Yeah.
I mean, I think, there's a lot of psychology going on there that I could get into. But yeah, it makes sense. Some people feel more pressure at singles. Some feel more pressure at teams. I know Jin's of the same mind as you, where he feels a lot more pressure on teams events than he does on singles. So I definitely get that. I don't feel pressure most of the time, so I don't relate that much. But sometimes I do occasionally, but for the most part, I don't know.
No, it's just like I don't want to let my teammates down. You know, like I want to try to put out my best. Like if I lose too, that's okay. But I really just that's why I always feel pressure with team events. But I also like team events more because I like playing with my friends.
Yeah,
playing on a team and having like certain roster restrictions because it really makes you think about different stuff.
Yeah, it does. It's I definitely agree. It's like a much more sort of innovative way to play. We did do an episode in April. Mike and I were thinking about talking about teams the whole time today for our listeners, and we did do an episode in April on teams. So you can check that out. It was like shortly before squad goals, and then we kind of like covered it after as well. If you're interested on learning more, I'm sure I think like yearly we should probably do like a teams episode around when squad goals is, because that for me is kind of like, I know WTC is like huge, but in terms of like American team events, that's like kind of my premier one. I really love that event. So, and the more I look back on it, that's like more I like was like, oh yeah, that was a really good event. But this was also a really good event for different reasons. This did feel a lot more casual than squad goals, which I love. I love the cabin aspect. The Sigmar players were also walking around looking at their models. Holy moly! Like half of the armies, and we're talking, hundreds of models, or at least 60 plus, were gorgeous, like
Oh, dude,
absolutely gorgeous.
I love all the display boards that there was.
Yeah, and the terrain was sick. Like I was like very impressed by the commitment that community shows.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, and so next year, put it on your, especially if you live in the Northeast, just gather your team and come on down because like the fall retreat was like a lot of fun. I do like the flat rate too because like I didn't spend any money that entire weekend outside of like technically the gas it took me to get there, right?
Yeah.
So that was like really kind of convenient. And it's like kind of cool to be in like a camp,
Yeah, if you think about it, it's if you want to travel for an event, it's because it's a flat price. It's actually kind of cheaper than like a lot of other events.
Yeah, because like a hotel for 2 nights, sometimes on a weekend,
and
costs $300.
Yeah, and get drinks and stuff. Or like if you have to take flights. It was really nice.
Yep. So we're sitting at 40 minutes, Mike, and now I'm deciding whether or not we do this topic or like hold it for a longer episode.
No, we could do the topic. We could spend, like I said, we could spend like we'll spend like 30 minutes on it. We don't have to. It doesn't have to be anything like too in depth. Okay.
Well, speaking of the team event, Mike and I had a lot of really good conversations in general. That actually, like weirdly enough, led to a lot of different things that have happened like, just within 2 days. So, like for example, the bringing more people on, we had that conversation. But one of the conversations we were having on the last day, as like Mike, my web sensei, was telling me about like different things. Was sort of in this kind of conversation we've been beating around the bush on it, I think a little bit, but now that I'm like a month and a half into like webs, it kind of came up where we were talking about affiliations that make you a better player for different reasons. And this is kind of Mike's topic. And even though I don't like saying good things about people that are on the podcast, Mike is like one of the most phenomenal MCP players who just like came out of nowhere. He's fucking child too, so it makes everyone feel bad. Beating all these fucking 40-year-olds, but I mean, you've worked really hard, and I think it starts with kind of like your webs play. I know I get frustrated playing against you. Well, I said that on fucking Friday. I was like, you know what? It's really frustrating sometimes to play against a player who doesn't make any mistakes or very little, because then you're sitting there like there's no opportunity. When you're playing other games, you get to be like a certain level in this game and you can see people's mistakes and capitalize on them. Mm-hmm. But then when you can't, with you, it's like, they're like these, I don't even know if you make mistakes most of the time, but they're these like little tiny things. I mean, to be fair, this is after you play an affiliation for a while. Like you still
everyone makes mistakes. Like, yeah, well, I definitely make mistakes.
No, I know. I'm just saying like in multiple games, not every game, but multiple games where you're on top of it, like in playing against someone who doesn't make mistakes is like frustrating, because then it can be frustrating because like you can't get done what you need to get done sometimes because like you're playing correctly, but
it's more of like every game I play, win or lose, even if I win, I try to analyze my game and see what mistakes I still did.
Yeah.
So where it's like, example, if I dazed a model and it went well and I like got the extracts because I spiked my dice. Mm-hmm. Even though I still did it, I like some of those times I'm like, was that even the right play to do? Because what if it doesn't?
Right.
Oh, and then why I play the game in tournaments. If it's casual play, I don't really care. Like I remember I played a game with Jin on Friday, and I moved Wong up in the middle of the board to pick up an inhuman weapon. He's like, "Why are you doing that?" I'm like, "Because I want to." It was funny.
But that's also a part of like, and this is on the same topic of teams that make you a better player. Play testing like that, where you do stupid things and kind of like see the lines after.
Yeah,
what help a lot actually. So like racking, re-racking after like a couple turn 1-2s can like help you get a better opening, for example. But anyways, let's talk about the affiliations. So you identified 3 major kind of players that you think, and you know what? No one really comments on anything, so we don't like have the fear of controversy. But there might be more. These are Mike's kind of like 3 top picks, I think.
So I'll name the 3, and then 2 of them we don't have to like talk too much about because I feel like they're self-explanatory, and the one I want to go more in depth.
But we should talk about themes, right?
So I think the 3 affiliations that make you a great player, and these are all affiliations. I played a lot of the affiliations, whether it be like 1 to 5 games. But but I think Webs, Shield, and A-Force all make you better players in different aspects. So Webs help with your positioning and your scoring. I think A-Force helps you deal with a big threat leader that you have to use every game, that can be fragile, but then also can turn up a little bit. And then Shield has so many like tactics cards that you have to keep in mind, all the different tactics cards, and now even more with invaders with the different positioning to get the reroll bubble. To
Well,
know how
even
to,
with Nick Fury,
yeah,
you have
yeah,
to
so
think
how
about
to play
positioning.
with Nick Fury. They teach you how to like go wide with guns or do the Namor bubble now. I guess we could talk more about Webs first, just because I feel like that would be the easiest and the least talked about since we've already
Yeah,
talked about Webs a lot. So I think if
it's almost like everyone on this plays webs.
yeah, I think Webs really give you it gets you better at positioning for other affiliations because
Yeah.
with Webs, if you make a mistake, you get punished for it.
Yep.
You almost have to play kind of like a perfect game. There are times where you can get an out with like all webbed up or like a gotcha with like spider tracker, but inherently a lot of your models are kind of fragile and they all can do different things, but the positioning that you put them in really matters.
Yeah.
And they also teach you how to refuse flank, which I really like.
Mm.
Basically, rotate all the extracts on one side of the board, to where even if you're playing an attrition team after you play webs, like how I was like playing Midnight Suns, uh, I knew like if I have the extract advantage, I can refuse flank and rotate all of them on the same side of the board and make my opponent come to me. So they can teach you different aspects of the games with extracts, positioning, and with secures. I know you played webs like the past like month and a half a lot. Uh,
Yeah.
I know you have a lot of thoughts about them.
Oh yeah. I guess like I haven't said this on air because I think when we first started the episode, I was like really excited and they had just first come out. So kind of like a personal journey gaming wise for me um, was deciding to play webs kind of full time. Um, and I know there's like textual evidence of in our group chats of like the frustration. Um, but I think a lot of us play this game and think of it in terms of like, well, we have to do damage. Like you get it in your mind that like, well, the damage is going to bail me out, or the damage can do this. Rolling dice can do this, and then you switch to webs, and you're not really that concerned about like maybe with certain attrition teams before this, I was like worried about being on the inside or the outside of an objective on certain maps, things like that. And like you hear all the good players tell you this over and over again, like online, and they're like, well, they're talking about you watch like a stream game on like TTS and they're like talking about different things and they're just kind of like, I don't know, saying things that you conceptually understand, but you may not practice when you're playing your games. And then you kind of switch to webs and, I lost a lot in that first month, like more than I have playing this game for a long time. And it became a very humbling experience where I started realizing some of my like mistakes in the past and like things that I was doing that seemed like they were playing the game, but in actuality I was kind of relying on things that involved dice rolling to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And I think like the webs playing webs kind of like woke me up to like how you actually play this game. I don't think I can play the game like that all the time because it is very thinky. Because you're the things we highlighted here, like, and I know you just kind of like glossed over. You just said teach you positioning. I mean, they teach you where all the time you have to like put your models in order to be most effective. You have to think about where they're going to go. So like every move your opponent makes, you're thinking about what tools do I have? Where is my positioning most effective? What's going to happen next turn, right? And so it just starts to force you into this like kind of mindset of like you're playing a 6 or nowadays it's 3 or 4 turns, but like you're playing a 3 or 4 turn game. What is scoring going to look like, and what tools do I have to score? Which is honestly what you should be thinking with every affiliation. You just don't, I think, it's such an easy like out to be like, well, I'll do damage,
Yeah, like they really help they really up your scoring game. So if you are in a attrition player and you're like, I want to hit stuff, like I just want to spike, I really just want to kill stuff, and that's what you like to play, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think you should take time to play webs. You're going to lose more games than you win at first.
Yep.
But once you understand the scoring aspect and the positioning of the game, and then you go back to your attrition list, it makes you a better player because you see different lights of how to win the game and not just rely on the dice.
Yeah. And like moments where, for example, moments with APOC, I mean, to be fair, I was already kind of like a slightly more mission bent APOC player, but like there are moments where you go for the double tap, and instead of doing that, you might see a different line where your opponent cannot get back the game, where you win like on turn 2 because you like refuse flank or something.
Like I want to just give a quick example, and then I talked about this before you started recording. The only example I can think of, like off the top of my head, in a recent game was the game that we played, where you had Silk.
Have to bring it up. You just love rubbing salt in the fucking wound, huh?
Gotta help people.
I've been up for days thinking about this game. I'm just kidding.
Borg had Silk with a canister on a Cosmic Invasion, and the only person I had on that side was Blade. I'm confident that Blade could easily kill Silk if I go towards that objective.
Maybe.
But I also had the extract lead. So the whole time I was thinking, I had Blade go pick up a canister, and then he could have moved on to the Cosmic, or I can have him move to my home D and then make him rotate his models towards me where I have the extracts. And then I can build up power over the course of the next 2 rounds if he chooses not to rotate, and basically have a lot of firing power. And it's just a refuse flank where you don't always have to go either to contest, and you can let your opponent score that and then take the extracts, because the extracts are going to get you more points in the long run because you can always rotate to different points. And because I play webs about that, I've learned basically how to apply that into different affiliations.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I've learned so much over the past month and a half about this game. I don't know if you see it, but I feel like my ability to play this game is like increased like triply.
Yeah. I told you this multiple times over the weekend. You've definitely become a better player.
Yeah, and it's because like the webs makes you think differently. It's kind of like I said to 40K players, they're kind of like Eldar to some respect, where it's all about positioning. Well, we've already said that like several times, but I just want to kind of hammer home the point that they're like a glass cannon for the most part. You know, they have a couple new models who are tankier, but like, I'll tell you the truth, Mike, like my Silk died every single game of that team tournament. She's supposed to be tanky, right?
She didn't die.
Every single game she died. So even the ones that I won. So, well, I think it's because people are afraid of her, so they're like throwing more damage. But also she plays that role in the team, to be fair, where she takes the damage when other models don't. But anyways, this is all a long-winded way of saying like, if you play an affiliation, and Webs is the example here, where you're severely punished for your positioning mistakes, you'll learn to position better.
Yeah, and for the people that don't like, they hate Webs, and they're like, I hate playing against them, I would say go try playing them.
Yeah.
And see how it is. And then you see in the mindset of like people that play webs, only play webs basically. And it would make you a better player.
Yeah. And for the record, to those who think webs are broken, they're only broken because someone went through the fucking ringer to get that good at using them. Where they feel broken. I will actually say that because I'll make an addendum here. Like, you know, years ago when I first encountered Matt Alex playing webs, I was like, these dudes are fucking busted, blah, blah, blah. And young Steven. I was still older than you, but my God, no, it wasn't because of that. It's because they were playing a better game than I was, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And to admit that, I don't think I would admit that in the past, but now after going through the webs, you know, game, I just feel like you kind of have to admit that I wasn't playing the best game, you know, at certain points. I was playing to like hit people. And it kind of like really brought to mind, at least for me personally, like how much I was relying on attrition, to like solve problems, solve big problems, when I should have just like, you know, the double walk feels bad. And I know I've made jokes about double walk throw, but like I mean, I've made those jokes knowing full well that I do that in games too. I tell people who like I talked to Ben over the weekend, and he was like, "Oh, but it's double move through." I'm like, "Yeah, but that's how I'm gonna win." Like that's.
I only get annoyed by double walk throw when it's a Kingpin player.
Well, double walking, you just double walk with the Kingpin player, but I actually kind of think like the newfound webs knowledge applies like Kingpin just becomes like a smooth brain version of that. So
You want to go to the next team?
yeah. I do want to shout out Maddox, if you're listening, please come back because we're about to talk about Shield.
This would have been the perfect episode. Have Maddox back.
I wish that I could play that song "Baby Come Back." Baby come back. And Maddox I just watching Maddox just like charge in with his model case and his mat coming to Worcester in slow-mo like Baywatch or some shit. Wait, hold on. You're welcome. I'll be here all day. So anyways.
Economy show.
What?
So it's like a terrible stand-up comedy show.
Yeah, I love it though so much. You can obviously start.
Okay. So Shield, out of the 3 affiliations, is the one I played the least. But Shield teaches you different aspects of the game. One, they have a lot of really interesting team tactics cards, and a lot of them are viable. I've played against my local Pedro. He plays Shield primarily. And man, is it annoying to deal with either double bubble, a Nick Fury-led Shield, where I'm dazing his models and then he just gets a free VP. But they help you with different... Sorry, my throat a little bit. They also help with the positioning aspect if you're doing Namor lead, that if you want to keep that double bubble alive. Nick Fury is a great model, especially his leadership, where you can get an aggressive... You don't always have to take the unsafe play, basically, and you can hold a little back with Nick Fury led. And their tactics cards really help out, like Shieldmobile or Eye in the Sky, and then maintaining the power to use those cards.
Yeah, and that's it's a whole game in itself, like making sure that wait, is Pedro Prime?
Yes.
Doesn't he play Shield?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because Maddox plays Shield, and I tagged Maddox in a GSG Discord because someone was asking about him, and then Mike Whalen tagged Prime, and I guess I didn't realize that was Pedro at the time. So Pedro's Mike's butt buddy. Hold on.
Oh my god.
No one let me find these again. I'm gonna have to forget that they're there. But anyways, yeah. So, I mean, Shield probably has some of, if not the best tactics cards in the game. Like they have old med pack, which under what's it called, the healing one, the Shield one.
Yeah,
that's old med pack or whatever. And so they have like all these cards that got restricted. So kind of, I guess I was listening to someone talk about how I didn't play during this time, but I guess Shield's whole shtick at one point was that they had restricted cards and could like take them all. But playing those cards well has like, I played against Maddox a lot, so this is kind of my Shield experience, but his ability to kind of like reposition models and like avoid attacks or avoid being double tapped inherently with the leadership, and then also playing your tactics cards where they're super effective. Because, I don't want to bring Webbs back into this, but like we've watched Webbs games, you and I, where we're like, they pulled all webbed up too soon. And so knowing the timing on when your cards are going to be like the most impactful is like a super important part of this game.
I think also like the reason I identify like Webb, Shield, and A-Force is because Webbs is like it's the scoring team of MCP. And then I think A-Force, it's not like the attrition team, but it is a kind of a mid-range, but leans more towards attrition. And then Shield is the definition of a mid-range team with the two leaderships. You can either go very attrition base with a bunch of guns, or like now with like Nebula, Lady Sif, and like Zemo as like some splashes with the Invaders leadership, but you also can score out too. and play a very scoring game. So if you're looking for like a mid-range team to try out to help you understand like mechanics of MCP, Shield is a great option to do.
One correction there, though, Mike. You said Namor was a splash. He is not in Shield.
I did.
I don't know. Maybe I think you did, but you're Bruce McGee, so who gives a shit? No, I mean you're absolutely right, and yeah, I mean unfortunately, I think for both you and I, neither of us have touched them that much. But,
I played them a handful, but I haven't played them recently, like in the past like 4 months.
I haven't played them ever because, you know, I don't know. You get in and you're kind of like local metas, like you get in these like mindsets like, oh, this is this person's affiliation. And like Shield's always been Maddox's, so I've never really touched them.
Yeah.
But
all right, we can move on to A-Force. Have you ever played games with A-Force?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at least 3. Yeah, because I was running them. I ran them in a what do you call that? The different type of tournament that no one ever plays.
Timelines?
Yeah, I ran them in Timelines, but then I also was running a like APOC A-Force splash list for a little bit, like for a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, how do I beat myself? And I was like, oh, I bring A-Force. So
I actually ran over the summer A-Force Webs duel to deal with APOC.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty good. I really liked it, actually.
They're good at dealing with APOC, that's for sure. But yeah, that's about it. I know She-Hulk. She-Hulk's really hard.
So She-Hulk. So the thing with A-Force is we're always playing a 6-threat leader. So list building is really tough. Now, a lot of people do that by dueling A-Force with other affiliations for the lower threats. But if you just want to play just She-Hulk and A-Force, when it's 16 through 18, your affiliation feels worse than 19 and 20 since you can't bring as much models. But they help, they're a power leadership, so they help with the power economy when they pass power. But also you have to understand where to put and position your leader. Compared to like Webs or like Shield, if your leader dies, it's not as terrible. It sucks still, but with A-Force, since it's a 6-star leader and she can just get obliterated, like I've done it before, I've taken her off around 2. Like Hulk, she can just randomly die.
And she's got less defense than Hulk does. So
yes, yeah. But 2 really helps you protect your leader, but also how to be aggressive with your leader. And Special Delivery is a great card. I see a lot of people use it round 1. I actually tended to use it round 2 or 3 to really get value out of it because it's kind of difficult to get it off round 1.
We also don't, to that point too, like in terms of protecting your leader, I never really liked just kind of, unless like you're just going to probably kill like the midline grabbers or something. I think that you protect She-Hulk by not using it round 1.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that 100%. But they help with list building aspects because you're always playing She-Hulk and to basically fill in the gaps. And you're most likely always playing Jane Foster, so that's 11th threat right there. And then at 16, 17, 18, it's a little tough to fill in the models. And they also have a great range of models to choose from.
Yeah, they have a good affiliation. Like they have some of my favorite models that see less play than I'd like the Black Widow. I think she's a phenomenal model. They have all the Black Widows, to be fair, but that one in particular, I think, is like very good.
I agree with you on that. I like the 4th threat. I actually like the 3rd threat now. After playing,
I've never used her, so I can't really comment. But
she's not as bad as people think she is, honestly.
Yeah. But like they got Medusa in there, like it's a pretty solid like a list of characters here. Shuri, is still good.
But it's the 6-threat leader tax that is really a bit of a tax, but it helps.
And let's make this clear: it's a 6-threat leader tax without all the added benefits of like having horsemen.
Yeah, freaking APOC, dude.
Yeah, I mean, because like APOC, it has the same quote unquote issue, but it's not. It's a non-issue because of the way they designed him.
Yeah, but they really help with understanding because she has bodyguard when to take shots. Where to position your leader so she doesn't just get obliterated. And they help basically because they kind of want to keep a little bit of a bubble going with She-Hulk and Okoye with different bodyguards. They can be really dominant on some map types. Like Wedding Party, they're great. They're freaking great on Wedding Party. But it also helps where if you just want to play A-Force and say you get stuck on like a 17 riots, to how to deal with teams that are really good on riots and have the tax basically of not having as much models.
Yeah, and they're fundamentally like kind of an attrition team. So
they lean more as like attrition mid range, but definitely more attrition than the other two that we discussed.
Yeah, so that's kind of the gist of all these affiliations. But I guess I'm going to ask you, since this is kind of your idea, and I do want to do an episode on this in general, not even affiliation specific, but themes for playing better and kind of the lessons you learn from each of these affiliations. But just like themes, themes for playing, like, so upping your game is a thing I think we all think about to some extent. If you're looking back and thinking about your mistakes, you're looking how to up your game. And so I guess like,
go ahead. I think like if you really want to up your game and you're like, I want to be a better player, and let's say you play an
competitive player. We should say I want to be a better competitive player.
You want to be a better competitive player, and you only ever played like an attrition list, and you're like, I want to try a new affiliation, but then you go to another attrition list. It's not going to help you understand different ways to play this game. You have to play all different types. You have to play the scoring, the mid-range, and the attrition. And practicing different affiliations really help with that. Because it also, when you play against that affiliation, you're like, okay, I know I know what makes them lose.
Yeah.
Like I can identify that easier.
And I think the three you identified here teach you like valuable lessons in a way where it's like you're severely punished if you don't learn those lessons.
Yep. Exactly. Actually, that's better than anything I could say. Yeah.
I write, so what are you going to do?
Yep. But they really help you with fundamentals of the game. They make you make less mistakes over the course of playing them. And they also help you identify opponents' mistakes and how to capitalize on that and take advantage.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say one thing that was really cool. So there were a lot of like, there's the playing webs transition was like this whole like long process of like, different development, like little clicking. It's like things would come in clicks, right? Like I'd win for a few games, I'd lose for a lot, a few games, 3 or 4 games, and then something would click, and then I'd win again, and then another aspect of my game would like change. And I will say that one of the big things is that I was noticing as I was playing more and more is like I was starting to stare at my opponent's field and go, that that's a mistake, and then positioning around it and taking advantage of it, right? So you start to look at your opponent's game and be like, oh, I see the mistakes here, and I can like win this because they're making a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
It's cool.
I feel like I'm more of like a reactive player to where I'll play my game and then the whole time my opponent's going, like I don't get distracted. I like pay attention to what they're doing, and I pay attention to them to see like, is there a mistake I can catch that I can take advantage of and like react to either positioning, cards they play, attacks that they did, basically. And it's really has gotten me to. I feel I've upped my game like over the past couple of months because of that, and also just playing different affiliations. Like different outlooks of how the game is played.
We kind of both did that, I guess. We took like a month, like the summer off, and came back and started playing something different, and like changed the way we look at the game.
Yeah. It's like the whole summer. Like I only play one game a week, and I was just playing Webs A-Force because I didn't feel like learning something new. And then when I got back, I was like, I don't want to play anything new until. Or like I don't want to play Webs until like the new web stuff come out. And I've played Midnight Suns, Steve 3. I've played Spider Foes. I put games into A-Force, Dormammu. Dormammu was only on TTS. And now I want to play some games with Wakanda. Like it gives you different aspects of how the game is played.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I guess like too, like I know because like when I brought I know hold on, how do I phrase this politely? I know now, I don't know. We don't like have a hobby guy, like a more casual guy on Nick was kind of that role initially. And I mean, I miss you, Nick. Please come back. Maybe come back. But anyways, I know like a lot of us here now also talk about the game competitively, but a lot of our listeners are not competitive. So Jin and us and everyone are just trying to like, give you like pointers. You can maybe you listen to one or two of them, over time. But I think one of the biggest things like you can do that's good for yourself is play something wildly different from whatever you're doing right now. Like play one of these 3 affiliations are great examples. But like, say you're really just through the ringer on Cabal, play like X-Men. Like something drastically different. It'll teach you something new about the game. And then when you come back to your primary affiliation, you play them even better than you did before. Like I'm thinking of like running some APOC a little bit, and like now I'm just like thinking about the things I wasn't doing before that I could do,
Yeah.
So, and APOC's already like fucking tilted, but that guy, I don't know.
I don't even get tilted by the affiliation anymore. I'm just like, it is what it is.
I know, but like it's too powerful right now. But I don't know if they want to like touch him or not, or if they're just going to wait for the missions to come out. So the new ones, but
he was fine when EMAPs were a thing. Like he was still really good, but like he got dogged on EMAPs. But now that EMAPs are gone, he's definitely skyrocketed.
He's like the mid-range team par excellence. So Yep. But that this is a totally different topic. But what I really like about them basically announcing that they're going to update like the mission stack yearly is that we know there's a time frame to this, right? We're not sure, in the past with other game systems too, you're like, well, are they going to do it? Are they not? Sometimes GW was notoriously awful with this, but like sometimes they would touch them and sometimes they wouldn't. And AMG, I do appreciate they like the soft touch, but I really like how, I even wish for someone who plays more competitively that was like every 6 months, but like, I think a year is at least like you got a good time frame.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah, so I guess kind of any oh no, we don't have the end of the episode in our document. I won't know what to say. We'll crack a joke. First, crack a joke. Just say any joke.
Everyone, when you play Silk, call her Silkalicious for me.
There we go. That wasn't really a joke, but I'll allow it. I wonder, I'm curious. I've been doing this all episode. I've done it like 4 times. Click the like drum joke thing. I wonder if it's actually going to be in the audio or if we're just going to sound.
I hope it's not, because then it's going to be hilarious if I listen to it and it's not there.
Yeah. But any kind of like final thoughts today?
No. Follow Tree was awesome. Everyone that I met, it was a great time. Brian did a great job. And yeah, play different affiliations that don't fit your play style.
Yeah, and go to the Follow Tree next year. So we'll kind of close this out. Our kind of next episode type thing, we're going to start getting Eric and Sean on the rotation. And Mike will do a Shatterpoint intro within the next couple of weeks as we kind of switch our recording days. And then beyond that, you can follow us at Alive on One on whatever social media platforms we have available. But more importantly, join our Discord. That's like where the real action happens. Below. Our link for Huge Miniatures, our affiliate, is down below as well. And Godspeed, She-Hulk. Thank you.